Okay, you know those moments that make you want to just disappear? Like the earth could swallow you whole and it would be a huge improvement? Yeah, well, I had one of those. Except it wasn't just a moment, it was my entire private life taking center stage in front of the entire school. You are not going to believe this. So, hi. It's me, Alex, and I was your average, slightly awkward, definitely overthinking student at Chattogram High. You know the drill. Classes, homework, drama. And like a lot of people, I had a diary. Not a fancy one, just a plain beat-up notebook. But inside was everything. My deepest secrets, my crushes, rants about teachers, you get it. It was my safe space. I was usually super careful with it. It lived under my bed, tucked away. Nobody was ever supposed to see it, ever. That's like rule number 1 of having a diary, right? The day it all went wrong, I was running late, as usual. I just threw everything into my backpack in a rush. Textbooks, papers, and yeah, my diary. I didn't even think about it. Later that morning, we were all crammed into the auditorium for the school assembly. Our principal, Mr. Rahman, was on stage droning on about something boring, and I was completely zoned out, probably daydreaming. Then he cleared his throat and held something up. A notebook. A very familiar, beat-up notebook. My heart just stopped. My blood ran cold. It looked exactly like my diary. He explained it was found in the hallway, and then he started reading from it. The first entry was about my disastrous attempt at baking cookies the night before. Okay, embarrassing but survivable. A few people in the crowd chuckled. I tried to shrink into my seat, praying no one would put it together. But he didn't stop. He turned the page. He read the entry about my massive crush on this cute guy in my math class, like every excruciating detail about his smile and the stupid daydreams I had about us. My face was on fire. I could feel hundreds of eyes turning in my direction. And it just got worse. He read about a private fight I had with my best friend Sarah. He read about my anxieties with my grades. And he even read a super dramatic, cringe-worthy poem I wrote after watching a sad movie. Every word was a punch to the gut. My entire private life was being broadcast through the school's sound system. The auditorium, which was buzzing with chatter moments before, was now dead silent, except for Mr. Rahman reading my soul out loud. I wanted to run, to scream, it just vanish. But I was frozen, paralyzed by humiliation. I could see people whispering, some snickering, others just staring with pity. The assembly felt like it lasted an eternity. Finally, he closed the notebook. "If this belongs to anyone," he said, completely oblivious to the social crime he had just committed, "please come to my office to claim it." The bell rang, and everyone started flooding out. I just wanted to get out of there, but then I saw her, Sarah, my best friend. She was walking right towards me, and her face was unreadable. "Alex?" she said quietly. I couldn't even look at her. "Sarah, I'm so sorry about what I wrote about our fight." I was bracing for her to be furious, but she just sighed. "Look, Alex." And then a small smile started to form on her face. Honestly, some of it was actually kind of funny. That cookie disaster, I totally pictured it. I was stunned. "Really? But all the other stuff?" She said, "Everyone has those thoughts, Alex. The only difference is yours got read out loud by the principal." She actually giggled. And then the weirdest thing happened. A few other kids started coming up to me. Not to make fun of me, but to connect. One girl said, "Hey, that poem was actually pretty good." Another guy chimed in, "Yeah, I totally get the thing about too much homework." Even the math guy, my crush, walked by and gave me this small, shy smile. "Nice handwriting," he mumbled, his ears turning a little red before he hurried away. I was completely taken aback. Instead of being an outcast, I was relatable. Later, I went to Mr. Rahman's office. He handed me my diary with a sympathetic look. "Quite a vivid imagination you have, Alex. Maybe you should consider joining the school newspaper." But the real twist, the part that went viral, is someone had recorded parts of the assembly. And of course, it ended up online. I was bracing for round 2 of the humiliation. And sure, there were some memes, but mostly there was this huge wave of support. The hashtag #MyDiaryStory started trending. Teenagers from all over started sharing their own embarrassing diary entries, their secret crushes, their own cringe moments. My most mortifying experience had somehow brought people together. My diary, the thing I wanted to keep hidden forever, had become this weird symbol of connection. So yeah, my diary ended up in the school assembly. It was the worst, most humiliating day of my life. But in a really bizarre way, it also made me feel a little less alone. And maybe, just maybe, that was worth it.